Yo, man.
Yo, hello. Yo, yeah, yes, just making a cup of tea. I'm gonna hit him up, but as I mentioned earlier, he's on a large amount of Alzheimer's medication today, so I
Excellent.
don't know how long it will take him to make a cup of tea.
Yeah, I'll keep you guessing it. So like constantly
No, no,
boiling kettle. What am I
his
boiling the kettle for?
his memory will be excellent. It's not medication that gives you Alzheimer's. I don't know. Maybe if you don't have it, it does.
Opposing the government and opposing the Conservatives. I'm afraid it's the hard left who want
social media freaks, lowlifes, terrorists podcast. These sick, wacky, radical left freaks, these self-loathing, self-hating kooks. These are sick, mentally ill, self-loathing who deserve a bullet in the head. He's a piece of shit. Who cares about his point of view? They f him in the ass. Hamas, mother. What the f is going on here? The f is going on here? It doesn't. What I say the N-word. I'm white and I say the N-word, and I only say it because I love the N-word. So, me as a white person, I'm saying the N-word. I say N-word this, N-word that.
Yeah, hello, and welcome to Real Politik. What's the deal with Real Politik? Have you ever been at the grocery store and they're asking you for 2 melons, and you say, "You're asking me for 2 melons, but this is your store. Why would I have the melons?" And then,
Okay, I'm back and I'm recording.
I'm just talking about relatable. I'm making relatable observations.
We're making relatable observation jokes. Like, what's the deal? Like when you go on an airline and give you peanuts and there's not enough peanuts. It's like, what am I supposed to eat? Just this tiny amount of peanuts? Come on, man.
And they say, but I'm the air hostess, and no, but you're the air hostess, and I'm the passenger. And you see what I'm doing here. This is not relatable observational comedy. This is surrealism. This is a different type of humor. But yeah, Jerry
observational comedy is like when you go to your girlfriend's parents' house and they say, What, she's only 17 years old and you're a 40-year-old comedian? And you're like, yeah, but I'm rich.
They observe that you are a middle-aged man dating a teenager. It's like that's a major collision of comedy and observation. Yeah, I'm going to be straight with you folks. This is a very poorly organised episode. I just wanted to do something before Christmas. I called up everyone in the RP extended family, and
Who the FFF answered? You're like, oh,
yeah, I basically could get the regular hosts of a podcast plus FFF, and that's fine. That's more than enough people. FFF is obviously lived many lives and has many souls.
I do. I've lived a long life. I'm the second oldest person on this
planet.
Yeah, Jackie is still a baby. Jackie is still in his 20s until he's 30 in March or April.
July. We've got a couple more months, thank you very much.
Oh, you little kid.
You are like a little baby. Yeah, so Jerry Seinfeld is in Israel. You know what I think is funny about this is it's just self-inflicted reputational damage, because Seinfeld is not a political comedian.
No.
He's just like I say, he talks about when he goes to the grocery store and they say, and he asks for a melon and they say, "Why don't you give me the melon? You actually work here. Are we all real? Do we all exist?" That's exactly the kind of thing that Jerry Seinfeld talks about. And no, he doesn't. He talks about awkward social situations and stuff to that effect.
Yeah, because Jerry Seinfeld only got rich because Larry David made an amazing sitcom that happened to have Jerry Seinfeld in.
And his name, that would be probably a big key to his success. But he doesn't talk about politics. He's not a controversial comedian. He doesn't use the F word in his shows.
He's one of the few comedians on that sort of level of fame where his politics could theoretically have been anywhere on the spectrum and it wouldn't boost or impede the popularity of his work.
Yeah, and, you know, he has in recent years developed a bit of a weird kind of fixation on cancel culture, like a lot of, like...
Every comedian of this generation has, to be fair, pretty much.
A lot of bitter middle-aged men who are really rich and successful and have great
I
lives.
think he got into it really early because of a Michael Richards thing, where Michael Richards went on that incredibly hilarious tirade at a comedy store, and then Jerry
didn't you
Seinfeld
ghostwrite
went
that
on, like,
for him? I mean, I'm not a fan of ghostwriters in comedy, but I thought that I had to give the craft props there.
Well, the thing is, like, Michael Richards is so funny, and Jerry Seinfeld had to go on like Jay Leno, and they put the clip on, and everyone was laughing at it, and he was like, "Stop it! It's not funny." It's like it is actually pretty funny.
But that's not like what a edgelord, politically incorrect stand-up comedian like Jim Davidson or FFF would do, is it? They would say, no, it is funny, let's all laugh. You don't have to agree with what he's saying, although I personally do, but we can all agree that it's very funny, this clip of Michael Richards.
It was a clip,
racially
and then
abusing.
Michael Richards apologising to it. That's one way he said, "Stop it! It's not funny." And it
Oh,
was
okay.
really funny to see Kramer apologising for using the N-word.
I think it's absolutely wild that we're sort of approaching a horizon where Michael Richards might end up not being the most cancelled person in the Seinfeld cast.
So, despite very rarely nailing his flag to any political mast beyond, like, can't say anything these days, Jerry Seinfeld has decided that rather than just, like, quietly be a Zionist, like a lot of celebrities have been for decades, and just do IDF fundraisers at your cushy pad and shit like that, he's decided to actually, like, go out to Israel and help the IDF war criminals out there with morale. What's the deal with when you're killing a Palestinian and they just won't die? And you have, what's the deal with you see an unarmed civilian and they're waving a white flag and you shoot him, you think it's just a Palestinian civilian, oh, of course I can kill him, but then they turn out to be Israeli, what's the deal with that? And they're like, yeah.
That's the worst Seinfeld impression I've ever heard.
I'll be honest,
Like,
it's
nobody
more of a
actually
Woody
understands
Allen
it.
impression.
It just sounded like Bob Dylan.
It was no, it didn't. It was like you've heard
It was
my
all
Bob
over
Dylan
the place.
impression. My Bob Dylan would be, you know, when you're in the IDF and you go and you're out there in the fields of Babylon. You're fighting with.
You better stop that now before you lathe like Bob Dylan flying out there into existence.
He's the neighborhood bully. Second, his enemies say that he's on their land. Well, so that, anyway, we've established that's completely different to my impression of Woody Allen. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld that I was doing there. Yeah, okay, I admit, it was basically a Woody Allen impression that included the words, "What's the deal?" several times.
I am
not-
so glad the idea is on this call, because, like, all video impressions are more anti-Semitic than anything I can say.
Well, you're
It's
the
that
impressionist.
meme with me taking all the arrows for you and protecting you from the anti-Semitism charges.
Yeah, can you just do a little speech now about how I'm an ally of the
Much
Jewish
like
community?
Israel, surrounded by its hostile neighbours.
We're hosting
Jack
a-
is the #1 friend of Israel. Okay, guys, we're good.
We're hosting a fundraiser at my house. We're doing it on Christmas Day, just spit in the face of Christians like those extreme Israelis that you told me about. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing a big fundraiser at the crib. I'm gonna be just. I don't know many Zionist songs, so I'm basically just going to be playing Neighborhood Bully over and over again for about 3 hours. I'll see if
playing Feliz Navidad.
I'll see if I can.
What's her name?
Just play
like,
the
Bengals.
top of the Israeli pop charts right now. It's like all like Flatten the Village. Or
Kill the barbarians. Yeah, what was that one I read out on the Delilah episode where the lyrics were all just like, "We will exterminate them." What was that thing like? Glory manifested in blood or something.
Nothing creepy or fascist at all.
Strength exhibited through fear or something. It's good stuff. Yeah, #1 on the Israeli pop charts, which, as I understand it, means like 1,000 people streamed it. Have we got any more Seinfeld talk, actually, or do we want to...
I just think when you're photographed grinning with Douglas Murray is over for you as any relevant satirical value in anything you ever do.
That is bleak shit, isn't it? Him and
It
Douglas
really is.
Murray.
It really is, you know. Well,
Liberal Zionism, folks.
what's the deal with the West letting too many Muslims in? It's just, he can't reconcile them, you know.
Yeah, has he met up with any of the other comedy luminaries who are out there in Israel at the moment, by the way? More of that later.
I think broadly that current group of celebrities out there has Lee Kern in it, so he presumably met Lee Kern, because Lee Kern was getting photographed with Deborah Messing and all that. It's allowed Lee Kern to meet famous people number 2, 3, 4. You know,
He's finally
people
met
in his contacts book that aren't just Sacha Baron Cohen. Now.
Yeah, he's finally met another famous person. Like, when he was nominated for the Oscar, they were like, oh, sorry, we don't have a space at the ceremony. We can only invite 17 of the film's writers. There's not enough chairs at
just
the
below
table.
the ranking cut-off, yeah.
Tzipi Hot Levy, the fascist British ambassador, Israeli ambassador in Britain. Which way round do you say it? Is that it? The Israeli
that
ambassador
is a valid
to Britain?
yeah.
Yes, exactly. She's hanging with Seinfeld now. Thank you, Jerry Seinfeld, for coming to Israel to show solidarity and for supporting the hostages' families. # bring them back home now, the ones that we haven't fucking.
On the bright
Back
side,
home, so
on the
kill
bright
them on the
side,
way.
we can by extension infer that Jerry Seinfeld condemns Keir Starmer's marriage.
Hang on. How?
The
'cause
ambassador is such a hardliner that she doesn't recognise marriages where Jewish people marry outside.
I got you. I thought you'd done a
the Jewish
photo op with
community.
Jenny Chapman or something.
So Keir Starmer having a Jewish wife shouldn't be recognised.
Of a very diminutive wife, I should say. Might as well talk about this
Should we
now.
take it to the next bit? Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
there's no way we get this out before Christmas, but like, a vaguely festive themed chat.
Ho ho ho!
Keir Starmer has sent out his Christmas card to friends and allies and all this. Politicians all do it. It's always crazy. Like, everyone remembers the Tony Blair and Cherie Blair one where
Legendary.
Blair had the gritted teeth and the hateful death stare towards the camera while also dressed in festive clothes, and then his wife's grinning happily and all that.
Yeah, and there was the Corbyn one where the Guardian did a whole article about how evil it was, and it was just like a bicycle in the snow.
Oh yeah, it was that his Chairman Mao style bicycle. Well, there was a headline. I think it was in the Telegraph. It was 2015 when like Michael Duggar and that were shit scared that they were going to be sacked, despite really doing everything they could to provoke Corbyn into sacking them. There was this article in the Telegraph which was like, Jeremy Corbyn quote ruins Christmas.
God. No, do you know the Corbyn's Maoist bicycle journalist is now like
A convicted paedophile, you
worse,
say.
worse
They're in
than
prison
that.
for
Worse than
paedophilia.
that. Worse than that. She's the head of the environment desk at the Guardian.
Well, what I said there didn't count as slander because I didn't know who the person was. I think that's how. Does it work like that?
It works like that, and also the truth is worse.
And I phrased it as a question.
So yeah, like Michael Duggar like got into a lifelong feud with Matt Sob Cousins, and if you get into a feud with Matt Sob Cousins, you're not gonna win because that guy actually knows his stuff and is a fantastic shit poster.
Yes, yeah, he's both a skilled political operator and has poster's brain. Normally you can be one or the other, but it's a rare skill set to have both.
Yeah, so speaking of posting things, what did Labour members get in
Right,
the mail?
so
then? It was a
they
great
got
picture
they got Keir Starmer's Christmas card, and it's a nice photo of him and his wife walking down the street with like Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas or something on it, and you think, okay, that's a bit egotistical, but nothing wrong with that. But people had a look at it and like, this looks a bit photoshopped, and they found the original photo it was from, and they have altered it to make Keir Starmer look taller and his wife look shorter. I don't know if they're the same height and she had heels on, or if she's flat out taller than him. But in this card, he's taller than her.
Well, someone posted a picture of Starmer standing next to his wife, and he did look taller than her in that picture. But I don't know, it seems a bit fucking insecure. Whether or not he made the call himself, it seems like an insecurity about him, at least, on the part of those close to him, that they couldn't just say, oh, well, in this picture he looks shorter, and that's fine because he's not.
Yeah.
Like it's changed from where the photo's taken. People aren't gonna look at it and be like, he looks shorter than his wife. He can never lead the country. Well, we might because we're just deeply embedded and we'll use anything we can get our hands on again.
It's like you could be a short king. Like look at Michael D. Higgins in
look
Ireland.
at Oz Catagy. He's a great journalist. He's a great assistant director on the Marvel franchise.
James Bloodworth once DM'd me insisting he was 6'2". It's like, come on, mate.
It's a left rite of passage to have really insecure DMs unsolicited from James Bloodworth.
Yeah, so this is what they used to do with like Humphrey Bogart in the 40s. He was quite a short guy, so they'd like stick his love interest in a fucking trench to like have a, it's a good job women didn't fight in World War One, or they'd have been getting like PTSD flashbacks, like getting that fucking trench now. But like, or they'd like.
No, that's ridiculous. In the third man, the husband and the wife, like his wife towered over him, and that was part of the erotic appeal.
Well, Bogart's not in that one, is he? Maybe that was an actor who was comfortable with his... Joseph Cotton, is it?
He's not in that, but... Third man, I can't remember the actors, but the thing was like, the husband was like a short guy, his wife would tower over him. It's like incredibly erotic, the way they go about each other.
Well, we learn more about what makes FFF tick every day. But, like, Orson Welles is in The Third Man. He plays Harry Lime, the sort of villain of the piece. Fella called Lime. Right, yeah.
Lime. Great movie.
Yeah, I love that.
Hey, don't tell me about The Third Man. I wrote one of my articles.
You wrote that film in a previous life.
When I was in third film, I wrote an entire essay about
FFF's resume is just like it's like The Third Man, like the Maltese Falcon, these like 40s Hollywood classics, and then just like a period of inactivity. Then Michael Richards, racist on stage diatribe, and brackets, uncredited, and then fast forward like Gapecast, 15 years after that.
It's like James Dean faking his own death and then resurfacing on cinema like 50 years after the fact.
Insert the Eagles shitty song James Dean.
James Dean, I know just what you mean.
Yeah, sorry, I just saw like a Starmer Jimmy Savile article and it made me laugh out loud, largely because of Monkey Returns Fergie's quote tweet of it, which I don't think I should repeat on the show, but shout out there. But yeah, no, what's the Starmer Jimmy Savile news out today?
He's again...
that Starmer used Savile as a scapegoat for his own crimes, is that
it? He's again held his silence on his complicity in Savile's remaining a free man.
Oh yeah, he was
probably.
not
I don't know,
told.
I've not really read it, but that's something like that.
It didn't come across his desk. Like, he takes responsibility for everything that happened when he was DPP, especially all the good stuff. But
yeah,
he just didn't hear anything
all the
about
paedophile stuff
this
was
case.
like a different office just for stuff that might attract bad publicity a decade down the line. He had nothing to do with it. It's funny that.
The Labour leader was unaware that a prosecutor had closed the case into him in 2009, nearly a year after he took over as DPP. Well,
sounds legit. I believe him.
A likely fucking story. Are people believing this shit? I mean, by the way, did any centrists even acknowledge the thing about him, like, getting photoshopped by his people to look taller than his wife? Did any of them come up with a rationalisation about,
I think they just blanked it.
Regretfully, this is the kind of compromise that one must make in order to seize the levers of power.
I saw Peace Lily doing a couple of, like, you are very sad replies to people talking about it, and that's it. That's the only centrist engagement I've seen.
So none of them came up with any kind of explanation then of why it's cool and impressive to try and make yourself look shorter than your wife. Taller. It would be quite impressive if he made himself look shorter than her. I'd respect that. He was like...
That's the Chad move right there.
Yeah, he's like, I respect my wife so much. Like, I mean, shit, Paul Giamatti's character in Billions managed to make, like, being submissive workers politically. Well, should we watch some comedy?
I like to
Yes,
laugh.
let's put on some Israeli comedy.
Yeah, the
I
best kind.
love to laugh.
I've been counting the minutes since the last recording we did. It's all that keeps me going is the thought of more top Israeli comedy.
Well, as you guys know, I am a fan of rap music. Have you ever thought, what if Israel had its own version of The Lonely Island?
Oh,
sick.
fantastic. I'm literally rubbing my hands waiting for this.
Well, don't do that, because that's an anti-Semitic stereotype.
I'm going to do it more then. I didn't know about that one. Doing it more.
Definitely got to share that. Oh, we got to share the computer sound for this one, fellas. This is the real deal.
Just the fixed screen before you press play is already grossly offensive on levels.
Look at this idiot. She's saying fucking donate to Gaza. That's probably an actual building.
There's a photo of an actual like destroyed building in the background. That's not a false flag. That's just them bragging about what they've done.
Yeah, I noticed when I edited our last episode, we kind of forgot to explain some of the visual shit on screen, like subtitles and stuff, when it wasn't in English, so I'll try and be more conscious of that this time. At the bottom of the screen, it says, donate to Gaza, www.hamas.com. It's highly sophisticated Israeli humour here. Let's watch this then. Little fist saying Free Palestine in the corner.
Great.
Wait.
No, I said great.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That stupid misunderstanding is already funnier than anything this entire channel that we're about to watch has ever put out.
Yeah, here we go.
The children of Gaza are suffering. They have no food or medical supply. But you can help. Please open your heart and make a donation by clicking in the link below. Shukran.
Let's pause that. So 666 people just donated. You get it? Because Palestine for fucking
Very
devil.
clever.
Any other jokes on screen here? No, the
It
666.
says, just that it says
now.
"give me now," but they've done it so lazily that they haven't photoshopped the bit next to it that just says "start a GoFundMe." So they are actually massively liable to start GoFundMe while still coming up with their own shit branding.
That's amazing.
And God bless you.
So what is this? Is this like the...
all the money's coming from France and from New York. What?
Yeah, money is going straight past Gaza to Qatar. So, what's happening on screen here?
So I think where you got like the rich Arabs sending money.
Qatar is where the leadership of Hamas are allegedly based. So,
Well,
these
yeah, but all
guys are so
that, we're
fucking
all
based.
same.
I'm using
It's just
hip-hop
full of
terminology.
lazy visual shorthand for wealth. It looks like the intro sequence to like a bad Dragon's Den program.
Yeah. I mean, this is this is kind of a different era of hip hop. This is like early 2000s bling rap.
This is more like 50 Cent.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of flashing money about in like modern rap videos, but it's more kind of like a bunch of like very frail young guys drinking cough syrup and waving guns about. But so yeah, we've got
Stuff I like.
yeah.
Stuff I keep trying to get Jack to listen to.
Stuff we can relate to.
So you've got 3 Hamas leaders here. They're all wearing identical cream suits. They're
Much
smoking
like the Liverpool 1996 FA Cup final team.
I'm sure that's a conscious reference there.
It is. They're trying to demonise them.
Some people will like that. You're right. Nobody here, but...
Oh, I'm not making the jokes for you. I'm
He's
making
an
the jokes for
artist.
the real heads that have put up with no football jokes for like 20 episodes straight and just cling on for the really good one that drops to dead silence every time.
Well, anyway, the Hamas fellas here, they're waving around money. They've got a suitcase full of money and other suitcases stuffed with money. It's just pouring out of the suitcases under there. Let's see what else the Hamas leadership are up to here. They've got a chandelier. They're basically in like a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
gold table with just gold shit all over the table, like a gold teapot, I think that is.
Yeah.
The deputy chairman of the Hamas political bureau here.
I'm beginning like a member of Yakuza in the games.
Right, and this guy is Khaled Mashal. He is the Ismail Haniyeh, the chairman of the Hamas political bureau. Okay, and they're all worth billions. Apparently, these guys, they're individually worth like 4 or 5 billion apiece, according to this video. I cannot believe it's in English. Wait, go back a second. He was eating. What meat was he eating there? A huge steak.
A giant steak that he's like eating off the fork on
a
one
golden
go.
Fork. Yeah, he's got a golden fork and just got a big steak on it, and he's just eating it out of his mouth.
Doesn't need a knife.
No peppercorn sauce, nothing.
They've got loads of teacups on the table, but they're all empty.
We don't
there's
have
not like
Hamas
residue.
tea.
In them. Well, they're apparently not, because they're not actually pouring any of that shit out of their golden teapot. So anyway, yeah, so they're playing poker. They've got, like, on the screen behind them, they've got Al Jazeera playing images of all the fucked up shit in Gaza, but they're saying they don't really give a shit while they puff another cigar.
Yeah,
really give a shit.
Well.
Check. We are dealing here with malls.
Is smoke cigars.
What's that, yeah? That's a FFF?
No,
Sorry,
so, like,
I always
a big
mistake
one.
you for Jewish.
Yeah, a good way to show you're wealthy is to smoke cigars.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
Exactly.
I like smoking cigars, but like they're not that expensive.
Well, I assume he's a Cuban because global communism is powering Hamas.
Yep.
The room service wouldn't bring us lobsters. Call Maya Khalifa to play with us some FIFA.
Israel hate popular celebrities from other countries who don't.
It's always Mia Khalifa. For some reason, it's always Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, well,
Just people who don't deep throat the Israeli state's cock.
Yeah, exactly.
And tell her to dress up like she is.
I bet that's not even the real Mia Khalifa there.
I think that's a fairly safe bet.
She probably.
Are these the real Hamas leaders?
Yeah, good point. They're playing PlayStation now, by the way.
My people have no water.
They're having a bath here. My people have no.
So
water.
hang on, like a verse ago, they were trying to imply like
he's having a bath, and there's also another guy by him.
Together they're
Like,
gay.
as
They're
all-
gay.
That's
That's
Pretty
what
gay.
They're
Like,
gay.
They're gay.
It's like
Yeah.
so comfortable.
But, like-
straight to
But
each
if you're
other.
gay, guys, don't support Hamas. Even though these guys seem incredibly gay, they seem like the gayest dudes in existence. If you are gay, do not sympathise with these guys.
a verse ago, they were doing the sort of all this stuff about them starving is a lie, and now
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, they have no water, but we do. So it's like it's true.
Yeah, that's true.
They can't get their attack line straight as to whether to acknowledge that they are actually starving the region of food, water, electricity, as they very publicly bragged to the world they were going to do in advance of doing it.
Exactly.
They have no gasoline. I just
He's got like a sports car. He just ordered me new wheels.
order with you wheels.
Yeah, it's just in the suite.
Money, my dog needs new Armani.
He's got a little dog.
Got a tell you, like you can't drive it out of there.
It says on screen,
Yeah.
Gaza weather
Like,
bombed
who buys a
and
sports car
cloudy.
and it's like,
Again, they're kind of acknowledging in a lot of ways that Israel is destroying the entire region and systematically killing and starving the people in it.
Yeah.
But like some other Palestinians aren't there right now and are rich, so this is all fine.
It's okay. It's okay. We've got to take out these guys in their 5-star hotel in Qatar by bombing Hamas. I see the logic here.
Maybe there's a tunnel to their hotel room under a hospital. I don't know.
Bombing Gaza. Sorry, I just called Gaza Hamas, which is sort of the opposite point to what we're trying to make.
That's all right. That's the show funded for another
Hamas
year.
is Gaza.
Hamas is Gaza. Small homos.
as we know, all babies in Gaza are Hamas.
Yeah. They're the worst of the most vicious, as Hat McCulloch in South Park said. When babies get together, they can be a vicious mob. Like,
Get on, baby.
But we have to free Hat. It's just that, he killed 23 babies.
Yeah, but it was in self-defense.
He killed 23 babies in self-defense?
Hat was attacked maliciously and unprovoked by a gang of babies in Westtown Park. When that many babies get together, they can be like piranha.
3 eyewitnesses testified that if Hat hadn't killed those babies, they'd have killed him. Yeah! Free Hat! Free Hat!
All right.
Okay, so Gaza's sky is black.
It's black, but Qatar is always sunny. Knocking on the door. Fuck, it's the Mossad.
Fuck, it's the Mossad! And they're still counting money while they hide behind the door because they think Mossad's there.
Is the Mossad there to plant a bomb like it's
He's got gold teeth.
No, yeah, rewind it a sec. Like, yeah, he's got new grills.
Gold grills in his
It's
teeth
like-
saying "Free Gaza."
So how are they both terrified of Mossad, but Mossad can't find them in like a 5-star hotel?
Yeah, where they're just like, oh, those guys, they like knocked down a wall of the floor so that they could lift up a sports car on a conveyor belt to have it in their hotel room. Do you think those might be the Hamas billionaires you're looking for? Let's go.
Put some Netflix on, I don't want to see the kids.
That's such a shit line. Put the
Well, yeah, that's the biggest sign of wealth is you can afford Netflix.
Netflix, yeah. But I don't want to see the kids.
ostentatious.
Yeah, a line aimed squarely at your racist uncle on Facebook there.
Why are you on Facebook? Duh, duh. Why are you on Facebook?
Why you on Facebook? Why you on Facebook? Why you on Facebook? Why you on Facebook? Why you on Facebook? Why you on Facebook? Why you on Facebook? Why you on Facebook? Yeah.
Van had it right. For once, being someone's least racist uncle. I don't know. Donate us money, he says.
My dog needs new Armani. Cause the sky is black, but Qatar is always sunny.
This is the chorus, they're just repeating shit. They're throwing money about in poker
But
chips.
Qatar is always sunny.
They're playing poker with cards and with the pictures of kidnapped Israelis on them. They're like Israeli hostage posters, but in miniature. I'm gonna screenshot that, like when the kush.
One of
is.
them's now got poker chips for eyes.
Yeah. Take snapshot. Yeah, maybe that would be better. Yeah. I've got shoes. Oh, so that bitch who was pretending to be in Gaza, suffering at the start.
Yeah, it was a green screen photo of a demolished building that was a photo of a demolished building. Like, you can't CGI that. That's just she's not literally there, but it exists and we bombed it to shit. Like,
So
it's
literally,
not really much
what
of a
we would
point.
assume that this sketch was doing in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, she is actually a crisis actor. Turns out.
Cry harder. We need more money.
We need more money.
People of the world.
Great stuff.
Wonderful.
So what do you think of that one then, guys?
Flawless. Makes Israel look great.
100%. Alright, let's already steamroll along to number 2. I'm saving.
That's the thing. I don't know. This stuff doesn't really. It doesn't seem like it plays to the conservative crowd per se, and it doesn't play to the leftist crowd. Who's it playing to?
It's maybe
The
playing to
unfunny-
people who aren't paying much
It's
attention
like
to the whole
keep the
thing.
blood rage up.
They want an excuse to be like, oh, both sides are bad, I don't really care about this. But how many people is that now, really?
Yeah, but I was like thinking about that the other day. Like, who's this geared to? It's like just people who are already blood rage. It's basically geared to Rapaport and people like that.
Well, already been out there.
Oh, he has been on this show. but I will get to that. Don't want to ruin my big surprise for video number 3. So let's do this one. This is a very funny sketch about rape with lots of funny rape jokes in it. Let's go.
Yay!
57 days after the October 7th massacre, and amid criticism over its silence about sexual violence, UN Women issued a statement condemning Hamas. The official inquiry started today.
The UN Women Organization was founded...
So, that woman on the left, I'm pretty sure, is the one who looks like Super Tansky, actually. She does. She is the one who was playing the BBC woman in all those sketches we did before.
Yeah.
For the safety of every woman in the world.
In America.
And we condemn any act of sexual violence. As a woman, I would like to tell you one thing from the bottom of my heart.
I
believe you.
Me too.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the joke there was,
hell.
they weren't saying that to a female victim of sexual violence, they were saying that to a Hamas guy in a balaclava.
A comedy terrorist from a bad 2003-4 era, like Channel 4 cancelled after 2 episodes.
In a balaclava, which I assume is because they could only find a white actor at short notice to cast in the role. Well, anyway, so like this guy from the Irish wing of Hamas is sitting there at the UN with the sexual violence.
Looks like the Mannix on top of the pops doing faster.
We understand that it's still difficult for you to talk about these events, but it's important that the whole world
Super
will
Tansky's
know
crying.
what happened.
We raped a lot of women.
What?
Of course. Yes.
This is the exact same formula as the sketch where the Hamas people were saying that they bombed the hospital. And they were like on the call saying, we bombed the hospital, and then the BBC woman would go, nobody could possibly know what happened in the hospital that day. Cut to a Hamas guy like, we definitely bombed the hospital.
Yeah, but it's like the same sort of thing, like they don't understand satire because like you have to like understand people you're satirizing and they just satirize characters of people.
Yeah.
I understand.
So they're basically doing what they did about the hospital bombing, but it's now about rape.
But unfortunately, it's a clear case of your words against their word.
Literally what they did about the hospital bombing thing.
Yes, so we don't know if it's enough to prove it actually happened.
Oh, no problem. We have filmed the whole thing. Do you want to look?
No, I don't want to see it.
Me too.
Oh.
Well, if Israel really want people to see all this footage they apparently have, then they would, I assume, release it in some more public form or let a larger number of journalists see it.
I think we have a problem.
We have a serious problem with the narrative.
The narrative.
Also the context. It's a press. Okay, the committee has examined all the evidence and we have reached our conclusion. It was not a rape.
It wasn't?
No. It was a rape resistance.
Jesus.
That's a new compound swear for you, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
Eat your heart out, Iannucci.
Oh my god, I think Lee Kern's actually slumming it getting involved with these people. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that feels imported from Britain.
Worse than that. Jeez.
A rape resistance. A legitimate act
right.
of resistance which applies only against Jewish women.
Resistance. I like it.
Me too.
Me too.
Great.
So you see what they did there?
Satire.
There was, of course, a reference to the song Mr. Me Too.
I know what you're thinking, yeah, me too. Okay, everybody meet Mr. Me Too.
It was a pleasure meeting you, and may I say you both look lovely today.
And they're appalled by this. They're
Excuse
recoiling
me,
in
we
horror.
don't speak like that to women anymore.
Because you see these decadent Western progressives, they talk about all these microaggressions and stuff. They talk.
I love that it pivots into a cancel culture is bad as well.
Yeah,
bit at the
they
end.
talk about how
trivializing literally
you can't
every.
sexually harass women in the workplace and all this nonsense. This romance in the office is dead and all this shit. But then when it comes to barbarous non-white hordes ravaging pure
All they had to do was stick to their stupid, offensive one joke for another 10 seconds, and keep their seething anger about not being able to sexually harass women in the street to one side for this particular sketch. But they couldn't do that. They've now moved on to Me Too is disgraceful and you can't say anything to women anymore.
Yeah, Kern was in the writer's room and he was just going into a spiral. It's like 1 minute he was talking about the West and Hamas lovers, and then it was just like, and you can't say anything to women these days. Put that in. They're like, what? No, that wasn't related to the sketch, was it? Nah, this is gold. Put it all in there.
Sir.
Bars.
It was a compliment.
It's 2023.
They have totally killed office romance.
Okay, so hang on. Did they have a live studio audience on this? What was that laughter there? Because that wasn't. You can't just have in the background. Where's that come?
They have totally killed office romance.
Just a little mild titter. Why have that at all?
They only sound more tragic than studio audience not laughing at all.
Yeah, he might as well have gone up there and said,
It's
they
like
have.
a mild titter, yeah.
might
The
have-
mine's like, yeah, we've busted. We'll give it a clap.
He might as well have said, was that just like the fucking cameraman clapping or something? He might as well have just said, they have totally killed office romance. Please
Years
clap.
ago, some dickheads on the Cooked and Bombed forums were devising a plan to get topical comedy they don't like cancelled by turning up to tape-ins dressed as like BNP louts and just going like ha 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 to all the most offensive jokes.
They ended that sketch, by the way, with these women shivering as if traumatized by the experience of being complimented on their looks by Jerry O. Hamas of the provisional Hamas.
So unfunny, so bad.
It's 2.5 minutes long, that sketch, and it couldn't keep a coherent line.
Yeah.
Could not go that length of time
it kind
without
of reminds me
completely.
of like 30 Rock, but like the sketches they would show.
Yeah.
In between all the good jokes.
That is just like the deadest punchline, though. It's like, you know how Monty Python didn't really do punchlines on the show, and then one of the few times they did was the Dirty Fork sketch, where they closed it with, "It's a good job I didn't tell him about the dirty knife," and like when like Palin or whoever says it, he like says it with like total contempt, like, we know this fucking sucks. You know, they're being irony bros.
Proper lampshade. Yeah.
But in this, they just come out with like a dirty knife punchline, purely sincerely, and I don't know if they've just had,
makes
like...
it seem like they're really angry about not being able to sexually harass women in the office.
And I don't know if they actually do have a live studio audience who have just been sitting in rapt silence throughout this sketch, just like, this is deadly serious, cannot laugh at comedy sketch. Which, yeah, I mean, I would understand if they were pretty silent throughout that sketch, but where was that laughter coming from? Was it like the person providing the food for the day, like in the corner of the room, like the catering? Fucking hell. Deadest punchline I have heard in fucking ever. And all round just like a shitty sketch as well, and less fun to post about than the other ones due to the subject matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, the last one I've got here, although I do have another video that is not a sketch from Eretz Eretz Nehedret.
Perfect.
Oh, I like how this immediately starts Hogwarts.
Yeah. It's showing
Yeah.
showing a Hogwarts-style school, and it's playing a sort of WCW copyright knockoff of the Harry Potter thing. But it still feels the need to like caption it with Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, because they think all
at some
of
point
their
we need to play
viewers
Jack
are
the
stupid.
WCW knockoff rock songs and game.
Oh my god, yes. Yes.
They can't just put Hogwarts here, by the way. No one would just recognise that. They'd be like...
Yeah, what's a Hogwarts?
Oh, when a hog
Which
has
Hogwarts?
warts, you should put it down. Okay, so let's go. Wait till you see the casting in this thing. I mean, I already spoiled it earlier, but still, this shit is unbelievable.
Honorable members of the faculty, we summon you here today to address the issue of mudbloodism.
Yo, what it is, people, this is fucking Dumbledore, your man! Like, that voice ringing any bells for you folks at home?
Yes, it's man who's most famous for saying the N-word a lot in a Spike Lee film.
So, I was listening to an episode of Talib Kweli's podcast recently where he was talking to a young woman whose name I forget, but she's involved in Palestine activism. And one of the things they were talking about was he mentioned his longtime friend Michael Rapaport. And he was talking about Michael Rapaport playing that Nazi in the 1995 film Higher Learning by John Singleton. He was like, of course, Michael was so good in that film. I had to ask him. I was like, yo, man, you got scarily into that. And Talib qualified. He was like, of course, that's the furthest thing from what Michael actually is. And what I noticed was Talib's guest did not respond in any way to this statement. She didn't dispute it, but there was no laugh, there was no murmur of agreement. It felt almost like she was thinking,
really?
I don't know, I think there are people who are further from that character than big Mikey Rapaport. So yeah, as we established earlier, he's in Israel. He's been in Israel longer than Seinfeld has. He touched down to hang out with Lee Kern a little while ago. And now he has finally made his his debut.
He's in the big time now
on this show.
It is magnum opus, if you will.
This is a guy who has worked with the great directors, Spike Lee. I'm forgetting the other directors he's worked with.
I just did a bit of research into this, and in Michael Rapaport's defense, he also appeared in Clint Eastwood's Sully and has worked with Woody Allen at least 3 times.
If you want someone to say the M-word a lot, yeah, you get Michael Rapaport.
You call up Mike. He's like, yo, I'm your man, dog. So here he is playing.
Yo, I'm your man. I used to rap.
Yeah, he used to rap under the names White Mike and Milk. So let's watch a bit more of him here.
In Hogwarts, you guys are all professors, which means you're smart, so this shouldn't take long. Let's start with you, Professor McGonagall. Does advocating...
Fucking her again. I mean, okay, the makeup is pretty good there. She looks kind of like Maggie Smith in Harry Potter, but I'm sure she's going to give a typically awful
the exact same performance she's done in all the other sketches. Yeah.
Oh, she'll get to dig out her English accent again.
Oh fuck! I hope not.
Oh, thank God. Oh, she should do a Welsh one.
If she attempts a Scottish accent,
of course.
I'm just logging off the stream. Like, that's me done.
Yeah, McGonagall's not English, is she? Okay, let's watch more of this. Does advocating for the genocide of mudblood? So this is about that fucking thing that happened with the. Can you explain this, Yair? Because it's some American bullshit.
Well, didn't they bring a bunch of college professors before Congress and grill them about free speech? And they wanted to be free speech maximalists, and so they were like, yeah, it's totally cool to say anything. It was a really gross position that they got them stuck in, where...
it's all like Republicans were like...
But it's the sort of thing that comes up every time you do thought experiments around... Is it the Second Amendment the free speech one? Or the First Amendment?
The second's the gun one. The First Amendment's free speech.
I knew it was one of the
My idea of free speech is the fucking
The Second Amendment's much more important. That's about guns.
When I want to express myself...
But like, any time anyone gets into any like philosophical thought experiment around the First Amendment, you always get down there like, oh, you have to let people say really horrible shit then.
Yeah, as we learned from the previous episodes.
It's the same sort of people that are usually driving those debates are suddenly like, you let people say horrible shit? That's appalling.
So they said that theoretically somebody could be allowed to advocate for genocide of Jewish people or something, did they?
Yeah, I think so. It was not a great
look.
It was a terrible thing.
They were too damn to dig themselves out of that hole and said some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Damn. See, I thought that what they said had been mischaracterized just from not actually looking at the story.
I think it had a bit, but there was enough there to it that it's going to play really badly with everyone.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like how on RP we allow free speech, apart from FFF, when he says stuff.
No one's allowed that much free speech. You know, it depends how off-piece they go regarding
He's
my
allowed a bit of free
positions.
speech.
Yeah, so they're talking about that, and so they're saying, can you advocate for the genocide of mudbloods at Hogwarts? That's what they're discussing here.
genocide of mudbloods violate the code of conduct on bullying and harassment in Gryffindor?
It's a context-dependent decision,
Fuck
Professor
me.
Dumbledore.
Another great accent.
That fucking voice, man.
How is calling for the genocide of mudbloods not a violation of the rules?
So now it's just Michael Rapaport getting angry. He's
Michael
not playing
Rapaport.
character. This is just him in one of his YouTube videos. Like, so wait a minute. Why don't you fucking tell me, you chumps, how fucking saying from a river to the sea it's not a direct threat to murder me, Michael Rapaport?
It's a context-dependent decision.
Seriously, I do want Rapaport a lot of time, but that's nothing to with him being Jewish. It's just is annoying.
I do as part of a long-standing rap beef. It's a sort of East Coast, West Coast thing.
You, Professor McGonagall, aren't you supposed to be one of the good guys in this story? You're telling me that calling for genocide is dependent on the context?
Oh, yes. Context. It's a new spell that makes everything that's wrong right. Context.
Great special effect.
What a freaking witch. Okay, moving on to you, Professor Sprout. Does advocating for the genocide of mudbloods violate...
Doesn't Miriam Margolyes play Professor Sprout?
I think so.
Harry Potter. Yeah, they're not going to get her for this, are they?
No.
Hey, Miriam puts down the phone straight away.
The Hufflepuff Code on harassment. Answer me yes or no. It's a yes or no question. So answer me yes or no.
This is just a Limmy bet, but
no.
like completely misread the whole thing and inverted it. You're not supposed to sympathise with the person going yes or no, yes or no.
Wait, are you okay? Did you become mental? Are you mentally capable? How is that not harassment?
Are you become mental? Are you mentally capable? You say that Low End Theory is a better album than Midnight Marauders? You fucking chump! I mean, I bet he's not even using a script here.
Yeah, he's so cowardly he won't even use the R words that I use all the time and get bleeped for.
Well, it's just his surname, isn't it? Haha.
Well, if speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment, yes.
Okay, look, this is a very easy question. Okay, this is not the rules of Quidditch here. You're telling me that calling for the genocide of mudbloods is not bullying or harassment? That's what you're telling me?
Well, it's just words, not even the N-word. When they start...
FFF.
I love that including that because like Michael Rapaport is the most famous user of the N-word of all the white race.
I think he insisted on that line being written in.
He was doing alright in Hollywood, but then one day in 2005 he saw a legendary comedian called Michael Richards perform in a club and he thought, comedy, that's what I want to do with my life.
Killing mudbloods, then yes, that would be harassment.
And if they kill all of them, it's classified as bullying and we might take action, depending on the context.
There hasn't been a joke in this for like the whole 2 minutes. It's just been, apart from Michael Rapaport going, "You fucking idiot!"
It is basically an episode of Gamecast, man, where we get 2 minutes before the first joke.
Not my favourite episodes.
Merlin's fucking beard.
Again, it's just like the reaction is just Michael Rapaport going, you fucking...
Yeah, fucking, I work with Spike Lee.
Oh, you goddamn whole-ass bitch.
I used to rap, I used to be called Bill.
They're just 100% relying
okay,
on,
Mr.
like,
Snape.
What's that?
New York Dumbledore, and that's all they've got. Like, that's the only comedy device they're even trying.
They have subtitled... He says Mr. Snape, but they have subtitled it as Professor Snape here. More Israeli
J.K. Rowling, famously
disinformation.
protective of the brand, she'd sue them for fuck if they didn't correct them.
I think I can already guess your opinion on the matter.
Well, I'm the more complex character here. On the one hand, as a slithering professor, I do have some feelings against them. But on the other hand, as a half-blood myself, I think calling for the genocide is perfectly all right.
You know what you are? You are a self-hating hating Mudblood, which is the worst kind of.
I do love it, like when people are doing satire and we get so annoyed they can't do
Yeah,
satire.
it's just Michael turning into an accidental attack on the dubiousness of J.K. Rowling's original material.
Listen up here, you hating ass wizard bitch. I'ma tell you straight, ho. Fucking anti-Semitism is whack, dog.
Mudblood.
I prefer the term half-blood.
Having myself in the fucking head. What
Hang on,
happened to you all?
so they're using, specifically in this sketch, they're using Mudbloods as an analogy for the Jewish people.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're a self-hating Mudblood. No, I'm a half Mudblood, a half-blood. I'm half Jewish. They're getting across points about how half Jewish people aren't really Jewish and stuff in the comedy sketch they're putting out to the world. They've not got a clue what they're even attempting here.
Yeah, they're, you know, getting big into the blood purity thing there. They might as well just end the sketch with a Monty Python-style non-punchline where, like, the IDF inspector just comes through and, like, squirts his big hose of cum all over everyone. Whoops!
Don't give Kearney ideas.
People literally have no sense of humour, like the one you played on before and this one. They don't understand how jokes work, apart from like the basic functionary technical skill of it.
They've got like some real like nerdy soy banter shit where they start like expressing opinions on the Saturday Night Live, on the Harry Potter books I mean, but it's the kind of thing they would do on Saturday Night Live or on John Oliver, where John Oliver would be like, by the way, we all know that the best character in fucking Euphoria is like, it's like, fuck off, man.
Yeah,
you
it's
didn't
just
write
like,
that.
you raise an eyebrow and you be a bit arch. And it's like, that's not how to tell a joke. Me and Jack know. The way to tell a joke is you basically find a good joke in 30 Rock and you repeat it.
Over and over again. And then he says,
I left you in book 6, which, by the way, was the best one.
Which, by the way, was the best one. It's like, yeah, this is a debate that we're having, you know, in the culture. But it is, you know, it's that soy, like, fan service bullshit. It's just like, oh, these are popular books. Let's throw in a thing of like, oh, my
you're
favorite
a Harry Potter fan. So are we, who wrote this sketch. Yeah, we get you.
We love it.
Yeah, but popular books, but also like popular books for kids.
Yeah, well, you know, that's Michael Rapaport's reading age, isn't it? Probably roughly.
I mean, I've not read the books at all, and never will.
No, it's kind of reassuring to know,
the
Michael...
whole thing is that after about book 3 or 4, each one was double the length of the last one, and she just fucked the editors entirely. Shit.
Since I'm pretty sure that he's improvising most of his dialogue, like, it's actually kind of reassuring to know that Michael Rapaport can read. Here we go.
Have the dark forces penetrated the castle walls?
Great
line
delivery.
Voldemort?
Yeah, get him an
It's
Oscar
the
for this
state
shit.
who must
Walls?
not
What are those things that are the fucking houses? They all got them on each side.
They got that fucking tumbling down the fucking the fucking, what are they called? Ceilings! No, fuck! God damn it!
It does make sense, like, the only book Michael Rapaport has read is Harry Potter.
I don't know, is there some Jay-Z decoded or something?
Yes, the Qataris.
Qatar again.
How much are they paying you?
Oh, they shit dollars on us.
Give me a figure, like,
Oh, well.
just give me something. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you just say that from the start? I mean, for that kind of money, I'd say fuck all the mudbloods myself, and the Jews, too. And if you didn't get the metaphor, that's because you're as stupid as a Harvard graduate.
Get the subtitles back. Get the subtitles back. Go back a few seconds there to the last line, man.
Michael Rapaport getting all, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it any longer here.
Turning to the camera and being like, if you didn't get the subtext with like the most sledgehammer comedy sketch that's ever been recorded in human history.
Like, if you didn't get the subtext, you're a fucking idiot. Like, yeah.
So the line after this, just on the subtitles. Keep an eye on the subtitles from here.
I'll say fuck all the mudbloods myself.
Myself, and the Jews, too.
Next one.
Okay,
so firstly, right, so...
And if you didn't get the metaphor...
Wrong, and then that's because you're as...
They spelled both metaphor and you're wrong.
But all the actors speak English.
This is their public
fluently, whether
outreach
it's
just for us.
Presumably not a first language, but they well, Michael Rapaport's not a first language.
No, he speaks
he doesn't have a first language.
He speaks AAVE.
He speaks New York taxi driver as his first language.
He speaks the language of the streets, dog.
God, we wish you wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
That's because you're as stupid as a Harvard graduate.
It'd be funny if they spelt Harvard wrong, like that Lil Pump album, the Harvard graduate. You know, going, you're such a fucking hoe. Yeah, right? The hearing is adjourned.
Hearing is adjourned. Let's go get some shish kebab.
Another banger punchline.
Switch over. Let's go get some shish kebab. Yeah.
Why is that funny? Because it's like
we all
Muslim
like
food.
We all like shish kebab.
Well, that's it anyway. That's that fucking sketch.
I feel dumber for having experienced that more so than when I've seen part of a Harry Potter film.
There's so many Gatecast jokes I feel stupid about writing, and it's like, actually, I'm not actually writing them. I actually am smart.
No,
Gatecast
you are.
is high art.
Alright, so I wasn't,
by default.
I got one last clip. This is the longest one, but it's not actually from the show. However...
it's our beautiful boy.
It is called...
I'm literally rubbing my hands again.
It is...
in an anti-Semitic gesture.
He hasn't actually got a large beard or that many wrinkles. That's what you need to know. That was a disguise.
Stealing wizard valor.
And this video is called From the River to the Water.
I can guarantee that's immediately funnier than anything he's going to say.
It's just ignorant bullshit. Let's start here.
Osama bin Laden is trending on social media because TikTokers, social media freaks, lowlifes are trying to put in perspective the point of view of Osama bin Laden. You're trying to rationalize and put in perspective Osama bin Laden? Why don't you go to the firehouses of New York City and talk to the firemen whose lives will never be the same because they lost their brothers, their co-workers, their friends, whose lives will never be the same because they were down there at the rubble.
They're probably retired now, mate. It was 22 years ago.
Yeah, I reckon all the cuts are because he says something to the effect of, you punk-ass bitch! Yeah, he probably doesn't say bitch, he says...
He's saying the word.
Yeah.
It's like you cutting me.
Their co-workers, their brothers, their friends from the rubble. Why don't you TikTok?
It sucks when people are, like, trapped under rubble and stuff. If there was a kind of situation where that was happening to, like, I don't know, around 7 times the amount of people who died in 9/11 at the moment, that would be pretty rough.
That'd be tragic, man. Yeah.
Go to the firehouses of New York and talk that to the firemen of New York. You wouldn't dare do it. You wouldn't dare fucking do it.
Inspired by the actor Michael Rapaport, the kids online are playing a strange new game where they run into New York firehouses and yell about their love of Osama bin Laden.
Whenever people tell me tell me, oh, come and say that to my face, it's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna particularly assault me for saying that?
It's a dangerous challenge to put out there in the city where Nick Mullen lives. Like, someone's gonna do this.
Yeah, you got Nick there, you got Adam Fiedler there, you got Stab there. Yeah.
Is anything that has to do with Osama bin Laden, terrorists, trying to...
Terrorists! Just throw that in there in case anyone didn't realise you're talking about terrorists.
Reread and re-understand Osama bin Laden's letter to America, his letter to America, and anybody that's trying to rationalize it.
At this point, there's a lot of cuts in the audio where he says the N-word. No, he's mostly saying fuck.
You can't say fuck.
I said a couple of weeks ago on this podcast that nobody would dare rip down posters of hostages. Nobody would dare rip down posters of people that were missing after 9/11.
Why couldn't they put a cut there? He completely tripped over his words and had to repeat what he was saying.
For starters, right, putting up posters of people missing in 9/11 in New York.
Where are they?
Sense
I
because
don't know.
it's the city they live in and where people know them.
That's true. That's true.
Not the other side of the world, you daft bastard.
Yeah, why don't you go to fucking Tel Aviv and put up posters there of people who are missing in the rubble of 9/11?
But I was wrong. They would do that now. These sick, wacky, radical left freaks.
Like 5 different cuts in a sentence there. There's lots of racial slurs.
Can we cut that and use that to like promote us? Use it as a sting and stuff.
Oh, there's
Sick,
another
radical with far left freaks.
Yeah, that's good, but there's another
That's
bit
us.
I'll be cutting as well to use in future discussions of Michael Rapaport. Let's keep going with Michael Rapaport.
They would rationalize. They would rip down posters of missing
Oh, goddamn, I'm fucking high.
people after 9/11. These are sick, mentally ill,
Sick, mentally ill.
Like, again, we've got to put that in our new Rapaport promo for the show.
self-loathing.
Self-loathing. I think that was motherfuckers. That was it was a racial slur beginning with M. It was the one they use in The Sopranos a lot.
He got confused and just like forgot kayfabe and stuff, and he said mudbloods.
yeah. Just so much fire material swirling about his head at the moment.
Go to the families, the 3,000 plus families.
Oh, 3,000.
That's a lot. Damn.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Of mothers, fathers, loved ones that were killed by Osama bin Laden's terrorist attack, and try to rationalize and discuss and reimagine the point of view of Osama bin Laden.
Imagine
Osama bin Laden
rationalizing
got
thousands and thousands of civilian deaths.
Yeah. You have to make some
That would be
serious
awful.
mental
I see his point now.
contortions there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I love to just notice his chain, by the way. He's always rocking that chain.
Bullet in the head.
I wonder who he's repping with that chain. He's like, I got this when I got signed by Rockefeller. My album was never released for some reason.
Piece of shit. Who cares about his point of view? You rationalize these people? I was thinking today, in prison, what do they do with rapists?
It takes a dark turn here, by the way.
Okay.
They f them in the ass. Rapists get the Wonder Bread bag and olive oil treatment. Rapists get stabbed up,
dark
beaten
stuff.
up, raped, abused, extorted in prison because they're the bottom of the bottom.
So he
Hamas
literally just said that
ravages-
rapists get raped, and that's good.
Did Michael
Eye
Rapaport
for an
ever go
eye.
to prison?
Correct
Or is
the
like
rape
just
for rapists.
imagining
Good
this stuff?
point.
Did he go to prison, are you saying? No, this guy doesn't commit actual crimes, dude. He's a pussy.
No, but like he talks about like
Crimes against
he was
comedy.
in prison. It's like you never went to prison, mate.
He's just talking
You
about,
know what
because,
it's
you know,
like.
he's from a hood. He knows connected guys.
Through kibbutz in Israel, raping, murdering, burning babies,
Burning babies.
and motherfuckers are trying to rationalize and understand them.
I don't think Osama
is
bin
going on
Laden
here?
was rampaging through kibbutzes, burning babies.
No, he's moved on now. He said
He had a very good alibi on October the 7th, last I saw.
Yeah, he's in Serbia.
Yeah, he got killed by John Cena.
The fuck is going on here?
What's going on? Who am I? Where am I? I don't know what
Who's
day is
president?
This from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free is being discussed as well. It doesn't mean this. It's only an impassioned cry for Palestinian people to be free. I was thinking, well, you know, people should start saying, well, you know, I say the N-word.
Just end it there. That's it. That's the clip. That's his final point.
Well, you know, people should start saying, well, you know, I say the N-word.
What minute is that?
You know, people should start saying, well, I'm white and I say the N-word, and well, you know, I say the N-word.
That bit, you should just like play
Start
it.
saying, well, you know, I say the
Can
N-word.
we splice in here the Garth Crooks clip? If you come from
should
Connecticut
start-
and you're white and you try that nonsense, they'll kill
Saying, well,
you.
You see, you know, you've got the West Coast niggers and the East Coast niggers. Now, I have to tell you, if you come from Connecticut and you're white and you try that nonsense, they'll kill you.
You know, I say the N-word. Start saying, well, you know, I say the N-word. I say the N-word. People should start saying, well, you know, I'm white and I say the N-word. Or people should start saying, well, you know, I say the N-word. I'm white and I say the N-word. The N-word. I'm white and I say the N-word, and I only say it because I love black people and I love the N-word. Well, you know, I say the N-word.
Stop working, so I'm gonna die of laughing.
I'm white, and I say
Someone's
the
on their way
N-word.
to Preston Station to sort this guy out right now.
I say the N-word. I'm white, and I say the N-word.
I'm white, and I say the N-word.
Okay. Okay, calm down. Sorry about that.
He's got. I thought it was just a chain, but he's got a Star of David chain around his neck. It's hip hop Jewish style.
Represent.
Represent. Song by famous Jewish rapper Nas.
Okay, yes, I've calmed down now. Yeah.
I'm white, and I say the N-word. I say the N-word. I'm white, and I say the N-word, and I only say it because I love black people, and I know that black people call each other the N-word. So, me as a white person, if I'm saying the N-word, I'm only doing it as a sign of respect. I would love to see people try that. I would love to see people try that.
By the way, he's pointing his index finger now rather than his middle finger. He was just like giving the Bin Laden TikTok stands the middle finger for like the entire first half of the video.
Whereas now he's turned his accusatory eye on you, the viewer.
Yeah, he's just wildly gesticulating with his finger now.
To leave all these other people like, well, it doesn't mean that to me. It doesn't. What if I?
He's just so pissed off.
I said, N-word this, N-word.
Let's go back.
Like, well, it doesn't mean that to me. It doesn't. What if I said N-word this, N-word that? I said N-word this, N-word that. I said, well, it doesn't mean that to me. You think that's gonna stop me from me being canceled or from anybody else getting their ass
you did that
being
and you're not canceled?
Hell no.
Yeah.
The last 5 weeks, they're like, well, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. It doesn't mean that to me. It means that to us. It means that to the people of Israel. It means to Jewish people and the people of Israel, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Means that you want to extinguish Israel. You want to come up with a new chant that's not as offensive? Come up with a new chant, a new slogan. Come up with a new jingle. That jingle is offensive. It's frightening. It means
we need to cut that as well and use that after our unrelated and jingle. That jingle is stupid and it's offensive.
Of your hard left freaks. I'm white and I say the N-word.
Destruction of Israel, the extermination of all Jewish people from the river to the sea. You can't get from the river to the sea without going through Israel. Said it once, Israel's not going anywhere. So it might not mean that to you, but it means it to us, to Jewish people, and certainly means to the people of Israel that you want to extinguish Israel.
It means that to us, aging white b-boys from the Bronx.
And that ain't happening. Everybody's got an excuse for the terrorists. Everybody's got an excuse for the terrorist jingles. Everybody's got an excuse, and you want to try to understand rapists. There was just some guy got convicted of rape in prison, in jail. He raped a child, a 5-year-old. He's being executed. No one's going, what was he thinking? What happened to him? What happened to him? Did someone take his land? 75? Nobody's thinking that.
That's the end of the video. Just like some guy is a rapist and has got into prison and being executed for it. Like, okay. It's like no one's complaining. We'll probably have a guy's legal team and anti-death penalty advocates are complaining. But that was a bit of an anticlimactic. Or no, I mean it was quite climactic. It was certainly building to a.
It's like it's me because I fucking lost. I cried myself laughing at some bits.
Yeah, he completely lost his train of thought there at the end.
Trying to rationalize and understand Hamas beating up, raped, abused people to be free. I was thinking, well, people should start saying, well, I say the N-word. Well, I say the N-word. I'm white and I say the N-word. I'm white and I say the N-word. I'm white and I say the N-word. Say the N-word. People should start saying the N-word. Well, I say the N-word.
It feels like this is my life now.
Well, you know, I say the N-word. I'm white, and I say the N-word.
Jack will have this like this on a soundboard now and play it to me, and he knows it's gonna make me laugh. Fucking hate you, Jack.
Look at him holding up. No more, please. Holding up his hand at the camera like that's like the last shot of Michael Rapaport before Hamas get him. Please. His last words. Wait. Michael Rapaport's last words to the Hamas terrorists who cornered him in the Eretz near the television studio.
I'm white, and I say the N-word.
That's how they got him on the show. They'd never heard of him before.
That
was his pitch.
Interview.
I say the N-word. I'm white, and I say the N-word.
Okay.
You're hired.
Yeah. Take another screenshot of him there. Okay, right. I can unshare screen now.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's like me and Glenn have to like talk about Kurt Angle in like 7 minutes, and now that's all I'm gonna have in my head.
Oh, 7 minutes. Shit. Yeah, sorry.
We've got a different rich white person talking shit about the black people to talk about.
Yeah, because we're talking about Kurt Angle, aren't we, Grant?
We are.
Yeah, we are.
There's no point banging on about it because this episode isn't going to come out in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, but you could just plug your stream quickly and tell everyone about your new collaborative project.
I could, yeah. So we've done a few of them now. This is the third one we're doing at the time of recording, and there'll probably be a couple of weeks till the next one because of Christmas and the New Year. But we've been teaming up with Miras at Marked as Red, who's been getting into wrestling recently off the back of our Real Politik episode from a few months back, where we bullied Jack into watching the Royal Rumble. That started an obsession with wrestling for him. So we've been doing sporadic shows. So far they've been alternating between Thursday and Friday nights. I think we're going to eventually do them on like Thursday as a regular thing. But basically we're taking a famous wrestler and just going over some of their classic.
And Mike knows all the stuff, and I'm just there for commentary.
In some ways, you know more shit than me. We sort of hit the bits each of us forgets. It's good to have more than one expert on, but really, it is just watching loads of old matches and interviews with great wrestlers and some absurd shit as well, and just having a chat about it.
And
if you've got any interest in wrestling whatsoever on any level, you'll probably have a bit of fun with these, particularly if it's a wrestler you like.
Yeah, and whilst I am not a host on the show, I am working on sharing the audio of these guys' streams on the Real Politik feed. So if like me, you find it annoying how many ads Twitch videos have, you should hopefully be able to listen to these conversations at your own luxury very soon.
When they go live as well, I'll come up with at least a rough playlist of what videos we are watching, so you won't be able to sync it up perfectly, but you'll be able to be like, oh, this match they're banging on about for 40 minutes here. Here's where I can find it, you know?
Yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Well,
I'm going to dash now, so...
Enjoy the stream, lads.
Yeah. Happy Christmas, Jack.
Yeah, happy Christmas, guys.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
Merry Christmas, Jack. You know I love you, man.
You too, man. Much love. Peace.